Curious to see how it's done.
Episode 5. We were so excited to be able to sit down and chat with a true champion of cheerleading, Kelly Gomez.
Kelly was in town, so we stole a little bit of her time. She's working with CU, so we said, hey, come over, let's hang out, let's catch up, and then do a little bit of podcasting at the same time.
Yeah, handfuls of rings, high school, college, USA. Like I said, a true champion of cheerleading, but you'd never know it. She's just so humble, so kind.
So awesome. So we were so thankful that we were able to steal her for a little bit and get to talk with her on the podcast. While Kelly was here, we were able to talk about some memes and TikToks.
Game day traditions for football and basketball, and then just a whole bunch of everything in between. In advance of the holidays, Dangerous Cheer is offering Mark Thru listeners 10% off when they use the promo code MarkThru. Make sure you guys use it today when you're shopping on dangerouscheer.com. Yeah, it was another awesome interview for another awesome episode. Glad you guys are tuning in.
So thank you for subscribing and sharing with your cheer friends. Episode 5, music's on!
You ready for this? Who live is us? Who lit is this? Who real is us? We too legit. We are M-A-R-K-T-H-R-U Mark Thru Podcast. Listen and learn, watch and observe. Challenging us, they got some nerve. He great. You mad? Don't hate. Get to it. Don't wait. We do not hesitate. We doing what it takes. What we do. Mark Thru.
Mark Thru. Episode 5.
Okay, let's do
That's
it.
crazy. 5 episodes already.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Not really, but it feels like a lot.
Welcome, Kelly. We
Yay!
appreciate you being here on your travels to Colorado,
Yeah.
exploring the western half of the U.S.
Hopefully moving.
Fingers
Yeah,
crossed. for you,
okay,
fingers
so
crossed
it's
for you.
out there, it's going
Yes,
up to
I've
the
been
gods.
putting it in the universe.
Good
on
vibes.
purpose.
Good vibes. Send Kelly to Colorado.
Yes.
We've been here for 2.5 years. We love it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
We highly recommend. We got some memes on deck. I know you're a back spot, so I wanted to run some back spot memes
Yes.
by you. So this one, it's a simple comparison. Relatable, not relatable.
Back spot
Oh,
standing
gosh.
next to Flyers.
Definitely relatable. Because it's actually really funny because all year round I feel like I'm a normal person, and then during the summer when I'm only surrounded by cheer people, I'm like this giant that like it's like somehow 3 times everyone's size, and I don't understand because then we get back into normal, like go back to the airport, I'm like, okay, this is normal. I'm okay. Like I'm
I am
fine.
a normal sized human, I swear.
I don't
Don't
need to
look at
be
my
like-
Instagram throughout the summer.
4'11", 70 pounds. That's not normal. It's okay.
Yeah. So
100%.
right now we're looking at who's that? Kendall and Courtney. The meme of them, the Kardashian Jenners, with their size disparity. It feels like they're almost photoshopped.
I was gonna
but
say,
can't
that's
tell.
not real.
Like the one on the right does not look real, but
Yeah.
anyways, a good
That's
chuckle
funny. Yeah, that's
when
funny.
scrolling the feed. So this one, it's a bizarrely put together image where you can still see some of the graphic tools. A picture of a teacher wondering, and it says stunt falls, coach, why did it fall? Base, doesn't know. Flyer, doesn't know. And then a person next to back spot is writing, Flyer sat, bases beat their arms, bases don't know their ... So, you know, I've back spotted when I've done all girl. I gotta agree with this one. I mean, no
Yes.
shame in my bases are my top girls ever, but I'm sure you probably can relate similarly. You just have a good view in the back spot.
Exactly. I feel like you can just feel more too because bases are directly under us. Sometimes I don't know why things are happening, and you're kind of like feeling everything, seeing everything. And I love how she wrote it on a dry erase board because that's always like a back spot. It's like you know what's happening, but it's like, am I gonna say it? Am I allowed to say it?
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so relatable.
Very relatable.
All
That's
right.
funny.
Perfect. Okay, so now we have a TikTok taken over to Instagram. Me telling my flyer to stay tight. Flyer.
Accurate.
Yes.
That face. That smirk.
That's funny.
That is very accurate because I feel like talking to your flyer in a stunt's already a very delicate thing. So I feel like the littlest thing you say to them, they're like, "Oh, really?" Fly on top of you.
Dive that way.
It's like a limited vocabulary.
Yes. Always encouraging, but be kind of encouraging.
Totally.
Okay, so this is another TikTok. This is my stunt group falling.
See nigga bite, oh yeah, see nigga bite like Mike Tyson, I react with giggles. Oh, baby, how you feel?
flyer, fine because I caught her. Me has a concussion. Okay, so they played off the audio on that one. I was like, what is it doing?
Oh man, and as back spots take a beating, justice for back spots, because I will always say that, you know, they're the first one to take a beating when the top girl's coming down, because otherwise, who gets yelled at when you break your toys? You can't drop your top girl. And so, yeah, justice for back spots.
That is very relatable.
Oh, here we go, another meme. Before I press play, it's another TikTok. Me getting ready to go full out for the 9th time in a row.
Look at the shirt she's wearing.
And she's
wearing a finalist shirt from Nationals.
USA Nationals.
USA Nationals, yeah. So let's see, the 9th time in a row. Okay, alright, so another one where they're playing off the audio. She says, my tumbling abilities got to go. That's good, that's good.
I'm sorry, but I've gotta go.
More so it's probably like the feeling in your legs.
my legs just want to crawl off the mat.
Truly. Now her saying full out for the 9th time.
Thank you, I was gonna say that.
Like, have you ever gone full out 9 times in one practice?
Maybe once ever, and it was just a very unfortunate circumstance of pissing a certain coach off a million times.
Yeah.
But once ever in my whole life.
That wasn't like a training regimen.
No.
Like, for me, never. You?
I think maybe 6 would be the most we did, and it was a similar situation where
Yeah.
the deal was we're gonna be here doing a full out until we hit, and if it takes us 9-10 times, we'll be here.
Right.
I'm guessing it was similar.
And then every time it gets worse, and they're like, well, you're gonna go again, man. And then by the last time, they're like, okay, it's probably just not gonna happen, so it's gonna get hurt.
Of a 2-hour practice, in the last 5 minutes, it's decided either nope, or the team's like, all right, last one, we have to. And then finally people decide to hit. All right, so I think this is our last meme. This is another TikTok. Comp season be like problems of being a competitive cheerleader. Having no social life, constantly getting hurt, late practices and no time for schoolwork, getting yelled at by your coaches, but you do it anyway because you love it.
Well, I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say relatable.
Yeah.
That's so relatable. I love all the ones that have this music. Like,
Me too.
I'll sit there on the like the
Just
sound
play
player.
out, yeah.
Well, and just because, what, are you a TikToker? Have you gotten into
I
it?
have downloaded the app on and off, but I feel like I've never gotten to like know who to follow.
So like if you're
That's
on
fair.
one that has like a good song, you hit the little record spinning thing in the bottom right corner and it goes to the sound page.
Oh.
So anybody else who's used that sound,
Okay.
you can watch them and they sort them by like top viewed and top
Oh,
liked.
okay.
It's
So,
my
like-
favorite way to TikTok.
Like,
Well,
so I've seen like some videos just like the person's talking, then the other one's like someone's pretending to say the same
So that's a
thing.
duet.
So it's like, okay.
Where they're like side by side, yeah?
Oh no, it's like they're just copying the video.
Yeah. So you can just use that sound.
Okay.
So like, did you see our uniform reveal? Where
I think so, yeah.
So that wasn't our audio, that was
Okay.
TikTok meme audio. Yeah, I like that part of TikTok, which
I do too, because the one with the Heathers,
that everybody does, yeah.
it's my favorite one, and so I'll just like sit there and watch that and just watch the dang, diggity,
yes,
dang,
I've
dang.
seen that, yeah.
And I'll watch it for an hour, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Lauren, you need to go to bed. You have to go to bed. Stop watching this. But
That's after I've already said, oh my god, and left the room.
yeah, because he can't stand listening to it, but I'm just constantly like, shut up, Heather. Sorry, Heather. Dang, diggity, dang. It's addicting.
Yes, too much in a bad way.
I know, truly.
Okay, so we're halfway through October. Football season is in full swing. Just thinking back, because I know you talked about you cheered in high school, where we have the competitive season happening at the same time as football. And then you cheered in college, where we do the same thing, but competition is at the end when it's in the middle of basketball season. So just thoughts on football season in comparison from high school to college.
Definitely in high school, I'd say it's almost a little bit more stressful because competitions come a lot earlier and you're already prepping more so than you are in college. So I always remember getting to game day and they'd be like, all right, let's do our competition stuff. And you'd have to like hit it 3 times before the game started or whatever. And you wouldn't want to fall because fans are starting to come in. And our high school football team is pretty good. They'd always either make it to like the game before state or maybe even state, depending on like the year. So
well, in Florida, your guys' state is in early January, right? Or mid-January?
It's the week before nationals, actually.
Okay, so that's
so it's like
super helpful for you guys could go all the way to state and it wouldn't affect it. For us, our state is that first weekend in December. So all these teams that have been playing up to state sometimes are cheering like days before, the week before. Yeah. So and then here in Colorado it's ice cold, so they're just frozen, so they're not getting to like, you know, throw their stunts in front of a crowd because it's December. So yeah, I've tried to bring it up to see if we could push our state just past football playoffs a little bit. I'm like, don't we need to share some officials and like admin side for the state? But it's been met with some opposition, so I don't like to push it. But I'm like, it'd be a good idea if we did it later, like Florida does. And
I always thought having state nationals next to each other was so helpful since like you're getting all your regionals out of the way, you're doing your metros, which is like our like kind of county competitions, and then it's like you build your way up to the harder competitions, which is like confidence builder all as you go through your season. But then having state so early like destroys all that.
Yeah, so we build up through October and then November and then states just in December and then nationals, you know, almost 2 months later.
Yeah, that's rough.
So for us, we treat it as like a second routine almost, so the second chapter. So we go in, when also the score sheets are very different.
True.
State to nationals. So during the fall, we work on our kind of state, even though it's regionals and stuff, we still focus our goal of our state routine, our state skills, and then when it's time for nationals, we usually change it.
Yeah, I know like with our girls, they're still very motivated for nationals. So I'm just glad that they kind of stay excited about their routine because that's a long time to be excited about the same routine. You know, so it's almost like we do try to vamp it up for nationals just so that they have fun again and it's not like, okay, here we go.
And it gives us a chance to kind of take in the feedback that we get from the regional, the league, a couple of the local competitions that are in the fall, which is something that college doesn't have with the one competition. It's like showcase, maybe a basketball game, and you're off to Florida under the big lights. Yeah.
Totally.
But for us, we're able to say like, okay, out of these 5 competitions, 4 of them said the cheer is too fast. Like, okay, maybe we slow down the cheer, take out a phrase or, you know, part of the chorus one more time. So that's helpful, I think, for getting us ready for nationals by having that time. But otherwise, it's a long gap.
Yeah, it is a long gap. And then by the time we hit nationals, I'm like, I needed longer. You know? Like I needed more time. I needed more time to be ready. But
it's so funny how opposite it is like across the country and just how different everything is.
Right.
Because we go off the same score sheet for regional states, everything's UCA. We probably even have some of the same judges just because it's Orlando.
Totally.
So it's like throw some skills at state, see if they're gonna hit, see how you like it. Because next week's nationals, like if we have the difficulty, if it's good, we're gonna keep it in. If not, like that was kind of like our trial.
Oh, interesting.
And kind of like our last like. In front of a crowd, like next week's
big
the real
crowd.
thing. Yeah. So it's like you want to win state, but it's like if we didn't win state, like the one year we didn't win state, we won national. So it's like almost like you're gonna see how things are gonna go.
That's so nice. I really wish we could make that happen.
Now I am a huge lover of game day, both of high school and college, and basketball, of football for each. Lauren knows, she just sits there at games and
he is nuts on game day.
Rolls her eyes at me. But when we first started dating, that's how you knew me too.
Yeah, you'd pop out of bed, like pop on your cheer uniform. Was no longer a cheerleader.
I did not.
Game day, let's go. Runs downstairs, makes 80 cinnamon rolls, eats 79 of them. Like
I got you one.
You got me one. Yeah. So like he is game day freak, but it's fun. Like who doesn't love game day? It's something to be excited about every week.
It's
like
not like I was like game day and then ran outside and did a keg stand.
Thank you for that. By the way, I would much rather take the 80 cinnamon rolls.
Way worse things that I did with my passion for game day.
That's true. That's true. It's just it is a passion.
I guess I don't know of any IU traditions or anything. Is there any cool parts about IU game day that stick out to you that were fun, or just the college game day experience?
Football, basketball, either anything. Yeah. I really like game day at IU because it's all super traditional, so you kind of know what you're going to do every game, which is also really nice from a cheerleader perspective. When you're going in front of like a Big Ten crowd, you don't have to like guess or like wonder what you're going to be doing next, because you kind of know like, all right, every first quarter this is going to happen, or third quarter the band's going to do this. So something that IU always does is third quarter. It more so works in basketball than football because the arena's smaller. Is we do this thing called William Tell, and it's like mass flags running from every direction.
The greatest college timeout in college
it's really
basketball.
famous, I'm sure.
So
Kansas would know.
Let's
like
cue it up.
2 sets of it. Yo, you knew I was gonna say it.
if you weren't gonna say it, I was gonna bring it up so that we can.
That's awesome. Cue it up.
We can talk about it because I think it's amazing. I love traditions.
So 2013, were you there?
No, I was not there yet. So this is kind of always like the co-ed boy that's like the utmost senior, whoever it's gonna be, that gets to run the Go Big Red flag.
Okay.
So they'll lead it out. The co-ed team girls will follow, and the Crimson girls kind of catch up, and we're all following the Go Big Red flag right now. And then we make these 2 circles, and a co-ed guy gets put into the air, and they get the Go Big Red flag, and they'll kind of wave it around while we go up and down with our palms, and it's like this big visual on a basketball court.
Yeah.
And Julie always says it looks best from like the top of the balcony, because you get to see everyone. And then we all part our ways, and then we'll run Indiana Hoosiers, every single letter spelled out in a flag.
And then the big flags.
Yeah, big flags come out.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So it's kind of like organized chaos, and it's kind of to like I don't even know the name of the song, but it's like one of the most famous like horse tracks, and the band plays it live. So it's really fun.
There's the Hoosier. Oh, and the crisscross. I forgot you guys do the crisscross.
So much crossing, many things happening.
Have you guys ever messed up the crisscross, like you with your team?
Probably never like so bad, but there have been like, there's a big gap, so like, what were you doing? Like, A and H are so far away. Yeah. But never anything major. It's more so stressful at football because like in basketball, like when you're crossing, you get a little panic because you're right on top of each other, but at least you can see everyone. In football, you're running from like both ends of the end zone,
so you guys
to like cross in the middle.
Yeah. Okay, I did not know that. I thought this was just a basketball tradition. So
it's everything. It looks a lot better during basketball. It's more fun because the fans get more into it because Indiana's such a basketball school. Yeah. And this is something I was almost forced into because in Florida basketball isn't really a thing. Like I think like UF has won like one championship. Like in college it's not really a big deal. Like everyone's just football crazy. And so I came here and it's like, no one really cares about football. We're waiting for basketball. Like Hoosier hysteria is coming. Like we gotta get ready to kick off basketball season. So
that's the Midwest for you.
But it was so fun.
Same with both of our schools. So you guys have to practice this, obviously, right? Yeah. Or do you just get thrown into it?
Oh no. So probably the first few home games.
Michael Robinson.
You're joking.
We were just talking about him and his wife and his baby last night. Like that's so funny that I was like, that's Michael.
Shout out to Michael Robinson.
No, it's okay. I was just saying that probably the first few home games it'll only be vets that run it. Like the freshmen will get to watch, and so there's people on the side that do the school song when it picks up because they'll start the school song right after like the horse theme is done. So they'll just get to do the school song and kind of watch, and then we'll kind of throw them in slowly by slowly, but whoever's leading the I and the H for Indiana Hoosiers will always be like a junior or senior, somebody who knows where to go, where to connect at the end.
Who to watch out for.
Yes, there's so many logistics.
I have anxiety watching this. Like, I would screw this up
the reason why I ask about if it ever got messed up, I totally understand the gap. I mean, we run Huskies when our team takes the field in county, and I'm always like, make sure you don't just take off sprinting if you're one of the first few. But also don't be right on their tail because then it bunches up the letters. But at Kansas, every time we scored a touchdown, we would run Kansas around the field, KANSAS. Yeah. But if you mess it up just right, you spell can-ass on ESPN.
Oh, no.
We did that.
Does that happen?
Yeah, we did that. Yeah, it's bad. So at county, during our competition routines, we spell out county with signs and flags.
Yes.
So the O is the most important job in county.
Yes.
Yes.
Every
O can never mess up.
Every single time, they make sure to know their role.
Yes. So just like the I and the H, the O holds a powerful role. That's what the C does, but we can't go messing up and spelling those other types of words.
Right.
I doubt we'd score well.
No kidding.
I will say probably this is never messed up because of fear of what would happen, because this is like the most iconic thing we do at every single game.
Sure.
But there have definitely been like some touchdown runs where we'll like run Indiana really quick and we spell Indian or something. So definitely happens in other pies. Sometimes a big game day.
It's hard.
You love it, but it's hard, and
Yeah.
you would hate to not have a crowd, but it's a lot sometimes, especially
Right.
when you're getting thrown in as like a freshman, 17, 18 years old, and you're just looking at 30,000 people. Like, what do I do?
When something that like,
Relatable.
I love, like what you're saying, is the tradition side. Like
Yeah.
when you're doing it, sometimes you're just like, oh my god, I cannot sing this song.
Yes.
Again.
Again.
Like, but when you're at a place that doesn't have traditions or doesn't have a bunch of songs and a bunch of things where the crowd
Yes.
is expecting the school or the institution to do, it's frustrating. So then you're thankful that it exists. But yeah, like at Kansas, we had 5 fight songs.
Yeah.
So when you're that 17, 18-year-old kid,
Learning all
and
of
you
it.
come in and then it's like, oh, now I have to perform in front of people. It's horrible. Last question about game day. So it's the end of the fourth quarter for football. It's the close to the second half. In the second half for basketball, open timeout where you get to open stunt. What is your flex stunt just because you can and you know that everyone else is tired on your team and you're like, all right, let's do it.
I'm dying
All right,
to know
let's do
your
it.
answer to this.
Let's flex a little bit.
I would say this question actually made me laugh a little because we don't really do hard stunts at games because we're more so focused on like crowd involvement and stuff. So
Yeah.
Yes.
we really don't flip at all in games.
Really?
So
Okay.
probably like a live to live, and that's mostly just because if you drop anything, it's like you better not drop. So it's like I would always try to be in the stunt group that's like, well, let's like do something hard to show people not to be scared to do hard stuff. So
Yep.
probably just like a high to high pull through or live to live.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's what always makes me laugh when I see videos of people doing like backhand pull-ups on a sideline, and I'm like, one,
Why?
like why?
Just
like that's
why?
not necessary. Two, if you
Agreed.
fall, like it's like even if you don't care and like your coach
The
isn't
risk
gonna be mad at
versus
you, like
reward.
why like even have your crowd see you do something like that?
Thank
and you
you.
should just be worried about the game anyways.
Yeah. Yes.
I hate when I see people like counting out more than just
Yeah.
like a 5, 6, 7, 8, 1. You know,
Yeah.
like to get
Even-
everybody on the same page. I get that for like a quick pyramid.
Yeah.
Right.
But just do a stunt, pop it off, and wait for the
Yeah.
crowd.
Our girls have gotten a lot better about the quick 1-2 at
Yes.
games. I know when we
So important.
started, their idea of game day and our idea of game day could not have been more different. And they were like, "Well, when do we get to do our elites?" And I'm like, "Why are you?
Yeah, you're like
You're never doing
We're
your
not
elites at the
doing
game.
our
Absolutely.
elites." And they're like, "Well, what are we supposed to do?" And we're like, "Oh boy, here we go. Like, let's do it. Let me teach you about a little game day."
I
And
remember
so,
when I told them, I was like, yeah, when you're like spiriting, when you're reacting, like you can do like a jump or like a back tuck. And they were like, huh, why'd you do that? And I was like,
they're shocked.
why wouldn't you do a back
Yeah.
tuck on the sideline? Like that's one of the most exciting things to see another human being do is a
Yeah.
flip.
Oh, the evolution of game day. But now it is so fun to watch them on game day, and obviously it's just
But you
high
gotta flip
school.
what you're getting to is you gotta flip the mindset. Like
Yeah.
coaches need to be aware that practicing your routine skills in front of the game crowd isn't gonna pay off that much more.
No.
Just hold a showcase if you want.
I
And-
love being the person that goes to like a master's camp or like some high profile camp over the summer and being like, you do know it's about the game, right? And they're like, so how do we do this? Like, da da da. I'm like, well, how about you cheer?
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, I love being
smile.
the heartbreaker that's like, I'm an advocate for game day. Do
No.
some cheers. Like, the number one thing we probably do at IU is ripple full ups and start a cheer. Like, we do that every single timeout,
Love it.
pause in the game, something. You're going to go up and you're going to start a cheer.
We're all about the ripple.
You don't get in the air and just wave.
We
You
are-
start a cheer.
We are hardcore ripple advocates.
Yes, we love a ripple.
We love a ripple. We love a ripple up. We love to ripple down. We like. I just like. If anything, if the girls are looking at us like, hey, what was the next time out? And I'm like, ripple extensions. Like,
Yeah,
go.
ripple lives like just real easy. 'Cause
Ripple it all.
It's game day. We always say this, like if you're doing a routine for your like home team, your homeschool crowd, you know, like a pep assembly or whatever, or like Midnight Madness, you could do a routine all of basic tumbling and straight ride baskets, and the crowd would never know, and they would be hype the whole time
Yes.
because you're doing superhuman tricks
Yep.
that
Yes.
Yep.
standard people, normal default humans are not able to do.
Yes.
I
And-
love tumbling.
yeah.
I love baskets.
So baskets are nice in front of like an arena crowd
True.
because they're visible from all sides. I hate doing a routine to one side of the crowd when the other
Yes.
puffs behind you, or
I know.
the 3/4 are on the sides and behind you, and it's like, should we maybe turn one of the
Yeah.
pyramids around?
I know,
Should we
that's
maybe
tricky.
face 2 of the stunts the other way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always stuck there.
Yeah.
That is
So we're gonna introduce Kelly to
Oh gosh.
cheer boxes. These are quite the anomaly for cheerleading, just because to me they kind of go against part of our function as cheerleading. So let me show you a
Have
bigger
you
version.
seen these before? Have you seen cheer boxes?
No, I've
Okay.
never seen or heard of this, and
Okay.
I
This is gonna be so much fun.
So yeah, so teams either make them, like Booster Club, or they recycle them, and sometimes they'll all look the same with the school logo. Like this example, they all get to decorate theirs. And now they've even turned into a product that companies sell. where
no
it's
way.
Yeah.
Like 5 pieces that snap together that are like lighter weight.
Like a cheer company?
Yeah, like a cheer company or like
Like
some
not just regular
game day
people.
company.
Oh my
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm, like they say they're classic.
2014. Like these have been around for a while.
Oh, way longer
2013?
than this. So I believe this tradition stems from either Texas or California. I've heard both. A lot of teams have these. I won't talk trash on these because we do know teams that use these.
That's the function that a lot of people say is like, well, we get the boxes so that the girls can see. I'm like,
See what?
see the game, like over
You
the
can see
players.
perfectly
Like,
fine.
even like you shouldn't be sitting directly behind the football team, but even if you are, they move.
They
Like-
They
move.
don't stay static.
We
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
Like,
And you probably should space out more if you're being blocked by the entire football team. Like
You have announcers. You know what's happening.
That's what I'm saying.
there's a
lot-
scoreboard that's
there's a
way above your
scoreboard.
head.
But the thing that kills me is people are like, well, we need the cheerleaders to be up higher so they can be seen. I'm like, that's why stunts were added to cheerleading.
That's where yes, that's
Like
where
the
stunts were
crowd
invented.
is at the slanted, elevated stands, and they're looking down on the field, and oftentimes they're looking over the cheerleaders because the cheerleaders are on the sideline. So cheerleaders got smart and they said, let's stand up in their way and let's get them to yell, and then we'll come down once they're yelling. And now we don't need to stunt?
Gosh.
That's my confusion. So we'll see other teams using these at their football games, and they're like, well, a cheer mom made them, so we have to use them. No, you don't. But also, when they go to get ready to stunt, they're completely in the way, or you have to move them and then move them back to stand on again.
It's
Which
like-
to me sounds like a hazard.
Yeah.
And a
What
lot
if
of,
they fall on a box?
yeah.
Also, like, my thing with these two is like a cheerleader's at a football game to support the football team is supposed to be like a fun community thing. Like all the parents are there.
Yes.
Like you're all there for the football team. Like yes, it's fun and we're lucky that we get to be there. But if I was a football parent and I couldn't see my kid because there's girls on boxes, like that would make me upset because they're supposed to be there to support my kid and we're all supposed to be like doing this together. And now you're trying to make it about yourself. They're huge. Like are they like 1.5 feet each way?
They,
almost?
They're
I
usually about 2 feet wide.
my
Yeah, they're like
gosh.
2x2s.
imagine doing that and then falling on a box.
Yeah,
Like,
that's also a very big
It
safety
seems
hazard.
like a hazard to me, and
And when I bring
maybe
it up to other people, they're like, "Oh, well, we just move over and we stunt next to them." I'm like, "Yeah,
Right.
right here. That's stunting behind
they're in the way.
cheering in front of
In my mind, they're just in the way, and
Yeah, because most of your cheers, you're supposed to be active. Like, you're supposed to be kicking or moving or
You're
at least stepping.
jumping.
Like, we just saw an example of a squad that was stepping side to side in their cheer. You can't even do that on your box.
Yeah, because that
Right.
should be a cheer that you'd want to do on your box so,
Yeah.
so the crowd can see, right?
So that's
But
confusing.
then, you
That's
can't.
confusing. Like you have these boxes to cheer on so you can be seen and so you can see the game, but you now have to step off of your box because this cheer moves.
Yeah.
Shouldn't all of your cheers move? I know we
Yes.
have random cheers where random tucks are happening and random chest bumps and random like high fives. You can't do that when you're standing on a box.
As well as random stunts that go, like part of, like
Yeah.
you were
Yeah.
saying, you
Yeah.
guys do full ups
Yeah.
into a cheer. It's like we start a cheer and several of them
Just
know
go.
to start doing stuff, and it's like that would look weird on boxes. When something that sticks out to me that I just thought of, where are their signs?
Yeah.
I didn't see
I was just
anybody.
thinking fight song. If someone impromptu scores, like, do you have to hop down really quick to start your fight song? Like,
Yeah,
it's
does,
do.
does everybody go to the right? Does everybody go in
They do.
front?
You have to practice getting off your box.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But I was just thinking, I was like, nobody has signs. Like, if you need
No.
a sign,
Right.
it is leaning on
Reach
the
all the way
box, you have
down.
to squat all the way down, or if it falls over, you have to hop off, grab it, and then get up. I don't think I've seen people use signs on boxes either.
Now we're gonna have to watch
Yeah.
because we love a good sign, and we have a lot
Me
of
too.
signs. 'Cause we want signs for volleyball, we want
Yeah.
signs for basketball, we want signs for football, which is obviously the bulk of our signs is for football. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine doing a game without signs.
Like more than half of our girls are assigned
And
a
it-
sign.
And it
Yeah.
must just
for each
be
game.
maybe it's too much to carry with also carrying a box.
My sign
Probably
doesn't fit. My
box.
sign doesn't fit in my box.
No.
I can't carry it.
I don't want
Very
to throw too
bizarre.
much shade at the
No, but it
boxes,
is very strange.
but
So competition season is almost here. What are we, 10 days out from our first comp? A week and a half?
Oh my goodness.
Right, so now when you competed high school, and you
Yes.
said you won nationals in high school,
Yes.
so you won at both levels, and then you were a super stud and won with USA.
Yes.
Right. We feel
Awesome.
truly honored that your success
We're not worthy! We're not!
has come to our
Oh
podcast.
goodness.
yes, I'm never gonna wash that chair again.
We wash our chairs. I guess, what, with all of that competition experience and success, because I mean, I've never won a national championship,
Nope.
but I still have fantastic memories with my friends and teammates. So, whether it was a winning year, losing year, what sticks out as kind of your favorite competition moment?
For high school, I'd probably say definitely the year we won nationals because I had already said it was the only year we had lost state, and that was also the year that we had broken our state streak. And if we would have won state, we would have broken the school record for most states. So it was like we lost so much. And also that same weekend, we found out one of the kids at our school just got diagnosed with cancer, like really like stage 5. So that was like the roughest weekend ever. And it was like the next weekend we have to compete at nationals, and
Yeah.
so. Pulling all that together, and the year before we got second at nationals, so it was like we have to do this
eyes
now.
on the
Yes,
prize.
so it was like now or never, and it was just like a really fun moment of coming together. Really heartfelt because the
that's awesome.
seniors were like really attached to the kid they knew that had cancer
Yes.
and all of that. But so that was more so like an emotional experience. But I'd say the most fun nationals came from college because. High school nationals is so stressful. I'm sure, especially small varsity. There's like 900 teams or something like that's so
insane.
ridiculous.
It's
So
insane.
it's just so much stress. Like you have to do the right thing at the right time. There's so many people everywhere. Like the stadium's full. Like all of this stuff. The college is just so much more relaxed. Like even just walking into the venue, like because it's like older people. Like
It is.
a lot of the competitors actually felt older than me, even like my senior year.
There's
'cause-
a maturity.
yeah,
there's
like,
a maturity
pro
about
teams
it.
get graduate students. Like there's a huge age range. A lot of the people like they think it's fun to compete, but they're not. Like I feel like everyone that goes to high school nationals thinks they have a chance to win.
Yeah.
Whereas people walk into college saying like this is fun. Like I love doing this, but like there's not so much the competitive drive unless you're like looking at top 10 teams. It just makes it more fun too. Just
Yeah.
like good getting there, seeing other teams, seeing other big teams. Because in Indiana we're kind of like yes, we have Purdue that's in the same state, but we're already so far away. We don't see other colleges really until we get to nationals. So it's just so
Yeah.
fun to see everyone, be around all the teams, and then it's kind of like we do go for the big risk, big reward. So the 2 years that were definite wins, it's like we were on the floor, knew we had won, have been like the most fun years
Yeah.
ever. It's just like you run off the floor and you're like, oh, shaking the person next to you, like
What a
it's
great-
happening.
That's great.
I want that feeling.
Yeah.
Before I die, I want that feeling. And
You better hit the gym, bro.
It's
I was
so
like, I'll
hard in
never-
high school though.
I know.
Like
and I'll
even
never
when I won
feel
high
that as
school.
an athlete, but as an athlete, it has to be the top best feeling like you've ever had
Yeah.
in your life. Like amazing.
Yeah.
Because
Amazing.
everything else, like USA high school, all those wins, it's been like you're on the in the awards ceremony, like clenching each other, like, do we have it? We don't know. Do we have it? Like, please hope we have it. But then like
Right.
college is like big risk, like you're going for it. You either got it or you don't, kind of.
Yes, totally.
When it's just prelims, finals. Like
Yeah.
there's no semis, like even for the big divisions, and there's no regional leading up to it, so you don't know where anybody stands
Yeah.
with their routine unless they happen to post a showcase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
or-
And we usually don't even get told our scores between day 1 or day 2, so we don't even know where we're at
Where you're
or
sitting
anything.
or
Yeah.
anything.
Which is almost like I like it. I'd rather have it that way
Mhm.
Yeah.
than knowing
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah, I
we're
don't
2
think we
points
ever.
away. Or,
I don't think we ever really cared about scores. I think we wanted to know if we were like in a realm of top 10, top 5. Like,
Yeah.
should we really tell the people that aren't clean to be clean today? And
Yeah.
should we put that pressure on ourselves, or is it just we made finals, perfect, let's go compete in finals?
Right,
Yeah.
right. And that is again another difference between high school and college nationals is like with high school, sometimes you see this team you've never heard of or you didn't even have on your radar, and they've snuck all the way through to finals and like they win. And you're like, man, they were just really clean, hit their skills. But with college, it's definitely different. It's just totally different because you're like, IU's gonna always have those skills.
To have a wild card like you're saying at the high school level is so much more rare on the college level.
Yes. Not impossible, but definitely rare.
It's like teams have good years and bad years, but either way, you're still looking at them.
Like if you recall when Ohio State on the co-ed side snuck in there a couple years ago and got third.
Yeah, this past year they got second.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, so when they got third that initial time, everyone was like, huh?
Yeah.
But we knew who was coaching at Ohio State.
We know it's coming.
We all were waiting for that 1 year where they were going to jump in.
Right.
And I think they shocked a few people in that division, that 1A division, by just showing up, hitting their stuff.
They showed up.
Then trained them, got a good routine out going with them, and then they showed up like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any other examples like that.
That was just definitely one that we had. I know when we were at home watching college nationals, we were
now
like,
that they did get second, that wasn't unexpected. Everyone was like, okay, Ohio State's coming for you, Kentucky.
Like they looked good. They looked good.
It's so funny how different game day is for high school and college, where it's like, I feel like in high school, a lot of teams want to do game day to kind of like enter competition and like get their kids used to it or whatever, but then in college it's like if they're having a bad year or their program like coaches switch or something, they step back to game day as like a fallback. We're just gonna take a step back. Like I feel like it's so weird. Like you shouldn't use the game day as a fallback. Like if you're a really competitive team, even if you're having a bad year, like push your kids.
I do know, like you're saying, it helps get people associated
for high school. I love it.
With skill development, with performance, but so many game day competitions are so restrictive with the skills that I'm like, well, you can't like open it up and then say, here's the ceiling.
I get the rules though, because we had just said, what is the point of game day? But it is a competitive performance. It's not demonstrating real game day. So I understand where you're coming from as far as like, well, why are we capping all this off if we want this crazy sparklers and smoke and
about your band and
I mean, you're wanting a lot of it to kind of cap it. I get it. I could go back and forth on. I would sit the fence on that argument. I think
that's fair.
Yeah. Ride the fence.
I feel like I would more so categorize it as like a game day timeout competition rather than. It's not a true game. It's not like you're like going from like a cheer into like whatever. Because you're never gonna truly mimic a game day unless you like try to cap it off as something.
Wouldn't IU want to bring William Tell?
Yeah.
And bring both
something
squads?
That's truly traditional.
But because it's a competition, they can't bring
time.
There's time, space, the division with co-ed and all-girl, the number of people on the floor.
What if they did that in game day? What if they took away one of the very scripted elements of either, all right, there's a timeout, and they did a tradition, and it was what you guys do, or that would be so cool. I have no idea how you would judge that.
I say, no one know how to judge it.
No one. It would just be kind of like the category and the competition routine of overall effectiveness, probably. But that would be awesome. I was just thinking in my head how it wouldn't be that awesome at the high school level to like see their traditions.
A lot of high schools don't have a lot of cool traditions that are organized or long-standing because. Random Scott fact.
Oh, here we go.
The turnover of high school cheer coaches is like 40%. I can't remember. I need to go check that stat. Every year, 40% of coaches at the high school cheer level become new again. So it's like, how do you keep traditions? Is the athletic director telling the coach, I expect this at this time out? No.
Right.
High school athletic directors have too much going on. They're worried
and they don't get paid to.
They're worried about facilities and they're worried about athletes' eligibility.
Right.
So I would love to see that at the college level. It could be something like the mascot competition where it's
I mostly just want to see IU do their thing like on stage is really the biggest thing.
That's what I'm imagining. So you make it like mascots where it's not a mat. It's just a big marley floor like for dance and you say there's no out of bounds. If you need to run in off the side.
I wish it would just be like Indiana University, because then we would do it with our co-ed team. We would have all 40 people from all girl. Like
you'd have the one guy come out, and then you'd have the other guys.
Don't limit it to the division.
No, that's a good idea.
It should be by school.
You'd have 90 seconds. I'd love it as a traditionalist type to see the other traditions. Like Kentucky does their big pyramid and they spell out Kentucky and the special guest is the K.
And how awesome would that be to watch? Like,
CU could bring their buffalo and run it around.
and run
field.
I was gonna say bring out
Run
mascots.
Ralphie.
yes,
Yeah.
even your live ones. What if LSU brings
Brought their
Mike the
The
Tiger?
live tiger at Nationals, everybody watch out.
Like,
You wanted
forget the
to bring
live
a band.
band.
Well, here's what's coming next.
We're getting a tiger. We're bringing a buffalo. We're not going to put them in the same room. Don't worry.
Recently at Mississippi State, so Mississippi State's the Bulldogs, they have a bulldog on the sideline. They're like
Oh
a
yeah,
live
yeah.
mascot.
I've seen him.
He's cute.
I forget his name, but in a recent game, a player from the other team dove out of bounds and like bumped him, and he went flying or whatever, just like a little squat bulldog, because he just wasn't expecting it. You're like, huh. But he lands and he's like tough about it. Like he almost like charges at the guy like, who's pushing me? Who's pushing me?
That's
so
awesome.
we were showing, I believe we were showing Leighton and Sandy, and they
His name is Bully.
bully.
Oh.
Bully the Bulldog.
So I think it was Texas versus Georgia, the Bulldog for Georgia, at their bowl game, they brought out, Texas has Bevo, their live bull with big old longhorns.
Yeah.
And then they were going to bring out the mascot for Georgia, the little bulldog, I forget its name. And they were going to just like have a little photo shoot, pregame or whatever. So like the owner of the bulldog is bringing him out like, on a golf cart.
Yeah, of
and
course.
Pulls him out of the kennel.
His little fan, probably.
And yeah, exactly. He's wearing like a little sweater. It's like red and stuff, or collar or whatever. He's like getting the dog like lined up, and like the bull's like in this
scary.
pinned thing, and the
Okay.
cowboys are around wearing their cowboy hats and chaps and stuff, just making sure. All of a sudden, the bull just decided, I don't like this bulldog, and like charges at it, like through like these like
my
metal
God.
fences. Like all these cowboys are like holding on to the longhorns, like trying to pull it
That's
back.
terrifying.
Yeah, it was like this like small, quick scene of chaos that I had never seen it before.
So the University of Georgia's Bulldog's name is lovingly called
Uga.
Uga.
The
for
mascot is Hairy Dog.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think it's Uga.
I saw a video on Twitter the other day of their like fake like cartoon mascot holding the little one, and he was like licking his face. It was so cute.
That is cute.
I don't know if he also thought he was like a big dog.
Oh my gosh. I wonder. That's funny.
Okay, let's see.
Who charges that
YouTube
Uga?
play.
Apparently, Uga on his way to Mexico.
Yeah, so he's in the little kennel on the golf cart,
Right here. And here we go.
and then there's Bevo, and like he's even facing the wall.
Yeah,
so
he
they're,
doesn't
like,
want to be in this already.
It's like bulls get like distracted and overwhelmed.
The interaction between a longhorn and a
Why would they do this?
we are all
For the social media likes. Look at that lady. She's like,
God.
I'm going viral.
Live streaming, yeah.
you think they let him jump there. You think they let him jump
Oh, and he's so cute.
Oh, he's so precious.
Mine actually, he's got a little bit of a vertical to him. I
So I put his jersey on him.
thing was to run 30 yards.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
the bull doesn't even know it's there yet. Like it just is surrounded by all these people and stuff.
So the dog's still in the kennel, and the bull is just facing.
Facing like the stadium wall.
And
Yeah. The dog's owner just fed him water out of a water bottle.
like
Like drank it
it's
out
a
of water.
it's a premium dog.
It's premium bulldog. Beagles, step it up.
Yeah.
It's ready to go.
Getting him out of the kennel.
He's a fat boy.
Good boy.
So cute. I wonder what you have, like, what's the qualifications for a dog to be
I
this
know.
official dog?
Like, I think this
Wow.
one's like Uga 9 or something.
Oh my God.
Like,
Extra.
Like Bully is like Bully 6 or something.
Really?
Like, it's like a family line of dogs.
Very
like,
prestigious.
Okay, so they're taking
Yeah,
him over
Uga
to
10.
meet. They're taking him over to meet the bull, or
Oh God.
He's kind of just outside that pinned area.
Okay.
And the cow, to my knowledge, is still turned around.
he's sitting. Oh no!
Yeah, the bull just comes into this camera view, and he even has like this like thing stuck on his horns. They're gonna show you this angle, yeah.
television get better than that. No.
Oh, he got that guy in the ear with his horn.
Mm-hmm.
What? Watch this guy here.
This camera guy.
Dang.
Ooh,
Ah.
yeah, he got popped on the side of the head by a horn.
Do you think there's anything on the ends of the horns to make them not sharp?
Yeah, they look pretty sharp.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
that guy.
the Longhorn Cowboys are holding him.
Can we get a replay?
Poor thing.
Yeah, he's like, what? It's the only animal here. I was gonna say hey.
Oh my gosh.
Uga's like, what happened?
Uga's like, where's my water?
That's funny that he just ran out of the way though. I would have picked him up so fast.
You could tell he looked like he was figuring it out before anybody else was.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going over there.
Yikes.
Oh,
Big old bull.
poor puppy.
I feel bad for the bull. Why do you have a bull
I
in a
know,
game? Put him out in a
that's-
pasture.
I was expecting him to be in something bigger than
I say
that.
it's always definitely weird when they bring him to the bowl games because I'm like, somebody had to put him in the truck,
Yeah.
drive him there, and then they have to like find a local pasture barn to hold him in. And
Look how pissed he is. He wants out of there.
like in Texas, because I cheered at a game at Texas, they have like a more open end part of their end zone, and on that end zone they have like a big kind of pinned cage area for him to be
Oh, that's
during
nice.
games, and it's probably nice because they put the cannon on the far end away from him, so
Yeah.
like they're considerate of that. But yeah, like in these travel moments, I'm like,
No.
I'm an animal lover and I love a good mascot and
That's not
tradition,
worth it.
but I don't know if we need
Yeah.
him at the bowl games.
A dog is a lot different than a bull. Like,
Dog is
Agreed.
he can travel to this little bull game.
Agreed.
Ooh, I do have an interesting question for you guys. Kind of
Yes.
just off podcast topic, but it always makes me laugh because my boyfriend loves like football. He has a fantasy league, all this stuff. So I'm like, isn't it weird that cheerleading's the only team sport where we don't want to have individual like athletes? Like we have kind of cheerlebrities, but it's like you don't like. I mean, sometimes you like them because of their skill, but it's not like. I don't know, like it's so weird that it's like we don't have like an individual push,
That's a big
especially
deal.
thinking of it like positions, like you were saying at the beginning of the podcast, like you know who the best wide receivers are in the NFL, like but you don't know who the best back spots are coming from high school.
I mean, that's what like the Huddle website is for like football, baseball,
Yeah.
basketball players,
Yeah.
volleyball too. It's a huge tool for coaches because they just upload game footage and
Yeah.
then their assistant coaches can kind of chop it up and tag their players. So that made it a lot easier, whereas before you'd have to you know,
Yeah.
cut the clip. I mean, this is early
That you have your own
digital.
promo time.
Yeah, you have
Reel.
to email it out, or you have to put it on your own YouTube.
I did that. I made my
Exactly.
own little video.
You
Because I was
have
like,
to.
I'm applying for places across the country. No one's gonna know who I am.
Yep,
Totally.
yep.
Yeah.
And if my coach hadn't known a coach, like my all-star coach knew Layton, who's best friends with Tony. Like if I hadn't like known a person who known a person who known a person, I would have never went to Indiana.
Totally.
So I just would have been a
Totally.
nobody from Florida.
And it's crazy to me that you ended up in Indiana from Florida. Like, what different climates? Like, from better to probably worse, because the Midwest roughest
Something
winters.
else.
I know it is.
It's
Us being
icy.
from Kansas, it's awful.
Did you follow Simone Biles thing that just popped up? It's like she came out with 2 new skills, I think. It was one was her beam dismount, and then one was another floor skill that no one's ever done. And I guess she was pissed because this new skill that had never been done before is only getting 1 letter up when
Yeah,
really
they're
it
like-
should have been like
they're
a
like-
5-letter jump. So she was only gonna get like however I think it was like 1 or 2 points more in difficulty when it should be like a skyrocket.
Wow.
Like why would you not? She's like, I'm the only person in the world that's ever doing this, and you're not gonna reward me for it. Like I'm doing what you're asking. I'm pushing the boundaries. I'm representing the United States. Like
Yeah.
that's
That's
insane.
very frustrating. That is very frustrating.
But then when that all happened, I did think of cheerleading. I was like, well, what if you went to a competition knowing, like, if you do a backhand flip, you're going to get, 5 points out of 7. So if you hit it, you're going to get the 5. But then if you don't hit it, you're, like, you can get the 5, but then whatever you get the deduction of, like,
Yeah.
2 or 3 points if you don't hit.
I would like our sport to be
More concrete.
more
Well, and
concrete
it's
like
it
that.
wouldn't be hard to create a formula because
No,
somebody
not at all.
I said something similar to somebody once, and somebody was like, well, what if you're in medium and you only did 3 stunt groups when you could have 4? And I was like, so that'd be part of a formula.
Yeah.
You say how many stunt groups did it? Okay, you had 3 that did it and 1 faked it in the back.
Yeah.
Well, fakers don't get counted anymore. It would clean up that team performance, that team aspect of doing all your skills at once, doing them together. So I'm just an advocate for cheerleading advancing. Yeah.
Always. We should name the title of episode 5 the one where we advocate. Because I think we've all been saying how we'd advocate for so many things this episode. It's making me laugh. So,
It's
the
an
one.
appropriate shirt
Yes.
for the one where
Yes.
Oh, that's so cute.
that was our national shirt our first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Throwback.
Well, thank you so much for being on
Oh,
the show,
you're
Kelly.
welcome.
Appreciate it. You making the trip over to our side of town.
Yeah.
I know you were up with CU, so that was probably fun. We're excited to see their routine.
Yeah.
Showcase season soon.
I'm excited to see all the teams. Ready to see some college stuff.
We'll have to
That's
go up to practice too. And just
for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Well, awesome. Well, thank you for being on, Kelly.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
me.
Yeah. Thanks for coming. It's just fun to have. It's fun to have more friends visiting Colorado and be like, hey, you want to come over and hang out?
And now we have an excuse, like, hey, you can
Yes.
be on our show.
Right.
Yeah. So, all right, cue the music.
My first podcast.
You ready for this? Who live is us? Who lit is this? Who real is us? We too legit. We are M-A-R-K-T-H-R-U Mark Thru Podcast. Listen and learn, watch and observe, challenging us. They got some nerve, we great. You mad? Don't hate. Get to it. Don't wait. We do not hesitate. We doing what it takes. What we do. Mark Thru.
Oh yeah. You're excited too? You're excited? You're excited?